Season 1 of opening Gamestop Power Packs until I go to 0 is sadly over, only taking 3 episodes for that inevitable fate to come to pass. But unlike other shows such as The Last of Us or Severance or really any other prestige offering with sky-high production values, you won't have to wait multiple years for the next season. No, you ravenous connoisseurs of premier DGen content won't have to wait at all because Season 2 starts right now. All right, starting off with a brief recap of Season 1. I struggled throughout the whole season, actually, and had to resort to breaking my own rules, taking some liberties pretty early on in the 3rd episode after I went to 0. And I'm pretty glad that I did because I was able to pull a card that makes me feel not so guilty about starting this 2nd season at $1,000. So yeah, would definitely suggest you guys to watch Season 1. If you can only watch 1 episode, I'll definitely suggest you to watch the 3rd episode. But hopefully I have saved some fireworks for Season 2 because we are definitely starting off with a bang. Because I'm going to give myself $1,000, I think it's only right that I start off with a diamond pack, which is crazy. Definitely not advisable for any of you watching this to make as stupid moves as I am right now, because spending $1,000 on a Pokemon mystery packs is absolutely ludicrous, and it is not sane, mentally healthy behavior. But let's look at some possibilities of chase cards here for the diamond pack. The Skyridge Charizard is like a mainstay so far. I think 1 was pulled, but apparently they have multiple, so still have 1 available. We have this Shining Tyranitar 1st edition, and this Chinese exclusive Mew has been here for a while too. But maybe we can take this card off the board. But honestly, I think I would prefer this Gold Star Charizard, or maybe even this Mega Gengar is pretty cool. And if you know anything about the streams, we are like on a mission to find really awesome Gengars. Pretty unsuccessful in that mission so far. But you also have the mainstays of Poncho Pikachus and other really cool cards. But I am just delaying my fate here. We are going to kick off Season 2 with a diamond pack. I have toggled it to diamond and we are now at 0. So going to input whatever values I get from this card that we pull right now. Am I making a mistake starting off with diamond and maybe not building up to a diamond? No idea. Going now. Good luck to me, and I hope this is a nice first step into this new season of DGen content here. Looks like English. Oh, no. Okay, it's not the Gengar Chew. So, not the Gengar Chew. As far as Chinese exclusives go, this is like not near the top. I mean, it is sort of near the top. The Gengar Chew is obviously at the very top. I'm not even sure how much that card is valued at, maybe even 3,000. But this is a nice little consolation prize, and honestly, I'm happy. If you guys have watched any of my streams at all, you know that I am perfectly fine just pushing, basically. All right, let us... Okay, so we have an interesting development here, actually. Let me close these tabs here. So, looks like we have a last sale of $1,800 here. So, if you're not familiar with this series, again, and I keep having to say that, but there are a lot of sort of little quirks and quibbles with what we're doing here. One of those quirks being that card ladder is very often mistaken with their valuations, and that always works in our favor. In this case, it seems like card ladder has valued this a lot lower than it should be, and it's somewhere in the range of, I mean, we have recent sales. We do have some recent sales for 1,000, but we have a last sold of 1,800, and then we have a sale yesterday for 1,400. Let me just double check and make sure this is not a best offer. Seems to be it's not a best offer, and it was actually bought for 1,400. So I'm definitely not going to price this at 1,800 because this does seem like a little bit of an outlier, but I am comfortable putting this at maybe 1,300. I think that sounds right. So off to a pretty good start, and don't think I'm gonna mess around with the diamonds anymore. I think we sort of quit while we're ahead. Just count or just thank our lucky stars that we were able to get out of this unscathed somewhat. Okay. But that's pretty good content, I would say. This is a really, really cute card. I mean, you have Pikachu, obviously, but then you also have another fan favorite, Psyduck. Oh, and you also have Charizard in the back, and you have Clefairy right there. So, yeah. No wonder that this card is commanding such a high price. But now, the question is, which packs do I open now? I'm definitely not doing another diamond because that's just absolute madness. I mean, there are limits to my stupidity, and I put the limit there. 1 diamond pack. That's it. Per video. Wait, maybe even per series, come on. But a platinum, now that is definitely compelling because I have had some luck with platinums. So maybe we do 1 platinum. We'll do 1 platinum and then we will scurry back to the much more safe realm of golds and silvers. Okay. So we are up $105 so far. And as another reminder, if you guys if you're new to this series, whatever number I put here, I take 85% of that. So I am accounting for any sort of fees that all of these services would take were I to sell it. So GameStop takes 16%, eBay takes around 13 to 14%. So I'm just splitting the difference at 15%. So the 1300 here, that 15% is taken out when it contributes to this value up here. But anyways, moving on to platinum. Okay, will we see some similar luck? Because I do consider myself pretty lucky for being able to push with that diamond pack. Will we see similar luck here? Something tells me I am about to get blasted though. This little voice at the back of my head. English, shiny Mew, it's a 10. I think, okay. We take this. We absolutely take this. If I get out unscathed from the thousands and the $500, the diamonds and the platinums, I consider that a massive W. And we have another example of card ladder inappropriately pricing cards working in our favor because we do have some sales as high as $750. Let me just make sure this is the correct card. Shiny Mew Hollow, Shining Legends. It does look like this is the right card. Not sure why this is being comped so low actually. Does seem like this card is maybe like a $600 card-ish. So Card Ladder had this at $478, so I definitely think it was undercomp. But I'm gonna put this at 600. And you know what? Let's just do one. We're gonna do 1 more platinum. This is very ill-advised for any of you watching this. Whatever I do, please just do the opposite. And you'll lead a much more healthy and fulfilling life, I promise you. English looks like a 10. Oh my god, Kelby only 10. We got blasted here. Okay, yep. Lovely, lovely art. Absolutely top tier art, right? I'm sure we can all agree. The background matches the colors of Keldeo itself. It's a special illustration rare. But it is from a recent set, so $390, and I think that is pretty appropriately priced, and I might actually take the buyout for this. I'm inclined to agree with this valuation, and I think I just sell it back, sadly. And we are, let's do 95. So we are back to around 1,000-ish. I think I'm gonna do, all right, last platinum pack. 100%. If I do another platinum pack, feel free to blast me as much as you can in the comments. This is the last platinum pack, I swear. We've pulled an absolute monster of a card here that I am going to price I mean, it's pretty accurate, 899, but I'm gonna put this at 950-ish. I think that sounds about right. Okay, and we are done with the plats. We are absolutely done with the plats. We are going to retreat with our ill-gotten gains back to the relatively safe confines of gold and diamond, or gold and silver. Okay. That was fun. Not really. It was certainly interesting. But yeah, here are the possible chases for the golds. We have another Festa here, actually. That's pretty cool. But we have some tag teams. We have some Pikachu promos. We have base set Charizard here. But yeah, we'll start with the golds. Or we'll start with our first gold pack. And we'll see where to go from there. You know, just like switch off between gold and silver. Do, you know, variety is the spice of life, as they say. We have vintage, Slow King Hollow from Japanese Neo. So I am actually happy about this because while it appears we have been cooked, I am glad that we got cooked with the golds, because maybe if I went for another plat and I got cooked there, that's $250 loss. Whereas right here, just a $50 loss. And if that sounds like cope, then you would be right, because it's definitely cope. It does look like this is pretty accurately priced. I think I just accept the buyback for this, and let me enter it right here, and we go again. You know, maybe it wasn't such a good idea to start off with the golds, or start off with a diamond and plat, because, I don't know. You see a lot more insane cards in that range. And would probably have been better to end the video with such fireworks as platinums and diamonds have the potential to be. Japanese, the Burger Chew. Wow, it's only 174 card. I can't believe they have this already. That is awesome. For reference, I consider myself maybe, I'm not like the Burger Chew guy, but I did buy a lot of Burger Chews, and I have some right here. Not sure if it's gonna focus really well, but I have this in a tag. Gonna make some videos on this card probably in the future. I made a video on this series way back when it first came out, and then I bought like 200 at a cost of, I think cost average of I think like $20 or $15 each. So very good play in retrospect. But it does look like this is actually a very solid win. And this used to be like a $300 card, but not surprised this is dropping in price like a rock, because I think there's like 1 million plus in print, and these had really high gem rates. So the PSA 10 pop will be absolutely massive. So yeah, I believe this is a decently correct valuation. I think I'm gonna put this more at like 190 though. I think 170 is just a tad bit low, but definitely still a dub. And honestly, it warms my heart to see this card. I love this card. Okay, moving on. Hold for now? Yeah, I'll hold this for now. I think it's still valued a little low. All right. But even if that is kind of a huge W, our gold packs are basically pushed with the absolute floor pack that we first started off with. Moving on to our third gold. Okay, I was gonna switch between gold and silver. I'll do that next, I promise. Japanese. Feraligatr and a 10. This has got to be decent, right? Okay, yeah, not bad. Definitely take this. And golds, uncharacteristically kind to us. And 150 looks pretty accurately priced. All right, moving on though. Okay, we're going to go back to silver. Let's take a quick glance at the silver chases. We have this really cool trainer card, which is a weird thing to say, you know, because it's a trainer card, but it does seem to be a trainer card that has Charizard, Pikachu, and is that another, or maybe Emolga or something, not sure. But we have some megas on available as well. We have this Hoopa. And we have this Munch. I would just like to add one Munch to my collection. That would be awesome. Okay, but anyways, first silver up. We're doing pretty good, averaging around 1200. Not bad. This might be like our longest season yet. Maybe it'll be like a 20 episode season. That'll be insane. Japanese and Fernape. This can't be good. Okay, yeah. But we start off the golds with a floor pack, so perhaps the silvers will follow suit. Okay, so looks like we have some sales a little bit higher than 44. So I'll put this at around 50. I think that sounds right. So kind of a push here. But moving on. We'll do another silver. And then, you know, this video is running on a tiny bit long. We didn't even get to that many packs. Interesting. We'll do a couple more silvers. Oh, we got cooked. Absolutely, we've been cooked here. Oh, actually. Okay, so just a regular base non-holo card can command a $63 valuation in a PSA 9. I guess because it's pretty vintagey 2003 from Dragon. Cooked, I believe. Mesprit. Really cool art. I mean, this is part of the triptych, the art triptych, I guess, with Latios and Latias. And as such, will always command decent value because of that. But it's Mesprit, so yeah, not surprised that this isn't valued too highly. And it does, I believe 39 is rather appropriate. Maybe even, this is probably even like a $45 card. But not gonna bother even trying to sell this, and I will sell this back and let some other fool pull this card. Okay, so let's take a beat here. We are at 1268, so not too bad. What I think this does though, I think for all my hard work here, I think I deserve another diamond pull. So are you guys ready to see this 1200 go immediately somewhere like 700 or 800? But like I said, this video is running on a little bit too long, so I'm going to conclude with one final pull, and I'm going to make it a diamond pull because I can't end on a silver pack. Come on, guys. I have a responsibility to my to all you hyenas out there, all you degenerate hyenas out there, to end with at least a platinum. But because I am so generous, I am going to end on a diamond pack for your viewing pleasure. All right, here we go. Here we go. Just give me like another $1,000-ish card and I will be absolutely happy with it. English, Tortank, first edition, Tortank. Oh man. The Discord will absolutely love that I pulled this card, but I personally am not happy with this outcome in the slightest. Because it does appear like we have hit a floor card with our diamonds. Hey, an 8 sold for almost 1200. So maybe there's some potential here. Let's look at the quality. So it is a recent cert. Interesting. So maybe someone cracked this and tried to get it regraded. Looks like we have a dot here. This is probably not part of the card, but honestly, this looks pretty good. This looks pretty decent, actually. So potential for a regrade perhaps, but I mean, who's buying Tortanks, right? Who is buying Tortanks here? Goodness. I think this could get an 8, maybe. But oh my god. Absolutely blasted here, guys. And this kind of makes me want to roll again, but no, I need to save some of this for episode 2 because it looks like we are very swiftly headed towards that conclusion of going to 0. Wow, how swiftly one's fortunes can change with just the click of a button. So I hope that this was a valuable lesson to some of you on the perils of what is essentially gambling. So that is about it for the video. Hope you all enjoyed watching me get destroyed. And if that is your cup of tea, then definitely stay tuned for episode 2 because I imagine there will be more of the same. But anyways, thank you all so very much for hanging out, and dear friends and fellow collectors, until next time.